Hey, welcome back to SuperCoach Masters. My name is George. Alongside me is
King Zeeves. Cheers. What's going on, George? What's going on, boys? No CBAs today. How excited are we, Engo? I can see you're already in there. How do you feel?
Engo. Not good, mate. If you
Not good.
I know you like the CBAs, so I don't know, Matty. You did beat me. Comfortably. How much did you win? Let's just tell everyone our scores this week. Oh, do you like the jumpers, guys?
Oh, yeah, the nice 60
Primo
hoodies. They really bring out the guns, aren't they, George?
No, the guns bring out
the guns. Bring out the guns.
Oh, thanks, Engo. They are. What'd you score this week, Matty?
George, whatever it was 30 more points than what you did. I scored, I think, 2,244. Which
nice. That's a very good score. What did I score, Matty?
I don't know, George. Something
2,214, and that puts me 7,500 overall.
Yeah,
and you are
something like that.
1,100.
Something like that. Yeah, give or take. It's not the point, George. The point is, I'm not eating any stinky tunas.
Michael on the seat is like, we want the tuna. I want the tuna too, but Michael, I'm pretty sure you lost this week as well, yeah. So we'll both be eating tunas.
That's it.
I actually had tuna for lunch, Matty, so I'm pretty covered for the punishment.
No, you're pretty covered.
Now, everyone, this is on everyone's mind. Are you going to punish all of us by not letting me read out CBAs today?
The king will choose.
Why did I give you that crown?
What CBAs are going to be read today, and it's only going to be in what I want.
All right.
So
do you have an idea of what games?
We'll have a vote.
All right. Now what trades did you make this week, Matty? What were your mastermind trades this week?
I don't even know. What did I do, George? I think I bought in. I bought out Oscar Baker out.
Oscar Baker out.
And in came in. Who was it? Who did I bring in, George? Oh, Atkins.
Anderson.
Atkins. So Atkins and Anderson came in for Oscar
Baker.
And Ridley.
And I got rid of Ginby.
I
held him. I can't even. I got rid of him for Atkins. Looped Atkins instead of Ginby. Yeah, shut up, champ.
That would have been the difference.
I know, Matty.
If you kept
Matty,
Ginby,
I know.
If you kept Ginby and not Atkins, you'd have saved 100,000 and you would have won by 12 points.
But then I also traded in Doherty. I traded in Doherty for Wilmot, another good high scorer.
Wow, Johns.
So there you go. I keep these rookies for as long as I can possibly stand them, and then Ginby and they get the high score of the year, both of them.
They did. Everyone wants to know, where do you think you went wrong against me?
Where did I go wrong? I had Bond captain. That wasn't the best. Oh, I know where I went wrong. McKenna.
You've been treating about
on the field.
You've been talking about him playing. Oh, he's right without Ridley and Levert. He's playing his old team.
You played football before. If you're playing your old team, you think you'd want to give a bit of showing than what
what Danaher did to Essendon.
Yeah,
but McKenna couldn't do that to the Bombers. But what are you going to do, Jules?
What are you going to do, Matty? Let's get through some of these comments and then we'll get to the coffee shouts, Matty. So we'll just slip all the way up. Oh, the reliable Dodo's
I love him.
Now, Dodo, didn't you ask, and everyone in the comments know that you were saying Maxi Holmes as a pod? Didn't he get 48 or something?
No.
Keep the pods rolling in.
Look, I saw him on Facebook. He's a young, strapping young lad. He's clearly a joker.
No, he's a joker. He loves his Geelong players.
But he's laughing at him. He even said on the thing, Max Holmes went berserk. He knows he did it.
No, he knows Max Holmes done shit.
He is the best troll in SuperCoach Masters.
He knows what he's doing. Now he's going to pretend he's a troll because the Dangerfield pick was just horrible.
He knows.
Now
he's going to go for the Segler pod.
They're sticking in Geelong. Now, Shane 085, is that you, Whiskey D? Just let me know because I need to really sort out these super chats and stuff. And nice hoodie, Scotty says. Matty, I think everyone
is enjoying these nice.
Check out these
hoodies.
There's actually there was a couple of there was like the standard ones, the above standard. These are the premium ones because you can they feel great. So yeah, Engo's like Pitto, Matty. Now
Pitto.
Talk about some of your superstars this week, Matty. We're going to go into your shit team.
Look, to be honest, George, like my highest point of difference against you was Tom Stewart at 115. There was not many point of differences. We had 9 point of differences. The shittest two on my field was Chase Jones, but he did that job, Geordie. You messaged me when he kicked that goal, and you're like, "This is bullshit."
It was bullshit.
It was so good.
Not to mention, I had Laird that got subbed off.
Laird got subbed, but he's 98.
Dawson decided, it's time to not hit any targets.
Yeah, that's also true. Warple couldn't really get a touch against Mel.
Well, he got it to the touches.
He just couldn't get it efficient. But no, besides Chase Jones, my last number was Noah Anderson, Jake Lloyd at 90. Pianet at 102 was a hero. And Geordie, you said something about Tom Mitchell. How's that going for you? Jam, Tom Mitchell was the last game of the round, and he went great, didn't he? He went.
He's still enough to give me $200 though at the end of the year, isn't it, Matty?
It was George.
That's what. That's fine. That's good. All right.
It's fine.
Yeah, Shona said McConnor absolutely stank. You are right, and everyone is loving the Pito pick, Matty. Now, remember you called me for the first time at Pito. What did I say to you? I said I love it.
You actually did. You didn't bag me at all. You didn't laugh.
I didn't laugh. Usually I laugh at Matty and he's trading, but I liked Pito. And I know that because he scored shit last week, even though he had 52 hitouts or something. So I knew that he was due. How do you reckon he's going to go this week against DCAM? I reckon he's going to turn it up again. It's going to be when he plays Grundy and Gawn is when I'm thinking of getting the boot, which is the week after. But we'll see how we go. TJ says, good day, gents. If there's no CBAs this week, I'll cry. The 1 week I am begging for them. Fresh hoodies, by the way. They are fresh. And Matty, besides maybe Engo, can you let me know if you actually like the CBAs? Matty thinks that you hate them, but I was thinking you'd like Matty's reaction to him hating them. So clarify that. And can you clarify for the audience, will there be CBAs?
Okay. Geordie, there's going to be CBAs, but I am going to be mocking you in every single one, and you can't say a word. That's my request. The king has spoken, George. You will read out the CBAs, but I'm going to be making faces all day without you cracking it. That's my reward.
All right.
Done. All right. Everyone's going to get their CBAs. Engo's going to get his laugh, and that's it.
Okay, so Michael has brought in Dawson and cursed him, so that didn't help me. Thanks, Makale. Also, Jake was brought in Dawson, and DCAM's back for the old rival. I'm liking DCAM. He's a great pick, break even to 51. We'll talk about all that a little bit later. Miz is pretty happy about his win over Makale.
Makale tried to do the old sneaky boost.
Jacob Mirberden.
All right,
he really wants CBAs.
We're getting them.
I'm glad that I thought I was alone, guys. I thought I was the only one to join the CBAs. I'm glad you're down. We're going to get the CBAs up. Matty, get up the first game for the first stats.
Are we going to shout out some coffees? Because I think we need to. I think a couple of boys want to say hello to Jones.
All right. Now, guys, if you thought... Now, I'm going to tell you this, guys. If you thought Matty's already gone too far with beating me by 30 points for in one round, if you thought he's gone too far with the crown, you got to see what he's actually done.
I haven't done anything.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'll go to the coffee shouts, if this internet even works. So, Docky, how you going, mate? You shredded a coffee for Geordie to soothe the pain of losing to Matty. I know how it feels as it happened to me a few weeks ago. Thanks, Docky. That kind of does soothe the pain a little bit. But wait till else do you hear what I have to put up with. Now, Craig Las Pistolas, I don't know if you guys remember him. He said he would shout a coffee per subscriber we have. And he's going to do that every week if Matty got Pitanet. And so he did. And he's like, looks like my big mouth means weekly caffeine shot for the lads. Woo! Master of SuperCoach Mayhem.
Those coffees should be all for me, George, because it's for me, not for you.
All right. No, it's for your stupidity.
Stupidity got me the win.
Thanks, Craig. I appreciate that. Looking forward to 1,000 more.
Speaking of Pianet, I think someone actually wrote in.
So, all right, guys. Mark Pianet bought a coffee. So, I don't know if you can see this.
He did.
You probably can't. Here we go. Look, Mark Pianet bought us a coffee. All right. So, Mark Pianet says, don't buy a coffee, buy a box of tissues.
I don't know. Mark, that's pretty rude, Pito.
So
like an asshole.
And you think that we can put in coffee shouts? It does. It costs us to put in coffee shouts, and the company that does it takes a big percentage as well. So Matty, Pianet has gone a great length to get this.
Pianet wanted you to know. Good advice from Pito. George, see, look, Mr. Say, good advice.
We have another AFL superstar that's wrote in as well.
Oh, what? Who wrote in here? Chase Jones.
Chase Jones has also bought a coffee, guys.
What did he have to say?
Who's chasing points now, you big idiot? Here's $5 to buy more cans spring water tuna. You would have lost your appetite after that loss to Matty.
Wasn't me. Chase Jones, thanks Chase for the shout out. We'll get you on the Sun Hall of Fame very shortly.
Chase, you got 75 or something.
He's a charming fella, guys. Everyone loves Chase.
I hate him. So there's the coffee shouts, guys. Thanks for all four of you guys. Are you happy now?
Oh no, yeah, okay, I'm good. I think Tom Mitchell might want to say something on Thursday, but we'll see.
Okay. I'm happy to take as many coffees as you're giving, Matty.
Sure. All right, John, let's get straight into that.
I'm going to speak to Hexorism.
All right,
you said Chandler, McKenna, and Hopper out. 1.15 million to spend.
Wow,
was looking at Sharp and Berry as possible rookie replacements, and only bringing DK is 40k for next week, and straight to Oliver, Matt Zeebs.
George, if I like it, if obviously this isn't going to be for the overalls, you just probably maybe setting up your league win for that. Because if you're going to have 400,000 sitting on the bank for next week, that's close to a primo. As far as Berry and Sharp, we're going to do some more analysis on those guys maybe on Thursday to say
we'll go straight into those rookies. And Matty, today we've been warned by cautioned by Michael, which not Michael Nasita, Michael, another Michael who's watched our podcast with his son. He's like, I love the podcast, but you guys just swear way too much. Sorry. It's cringy. It's this, it's that. So sorry, Michael.
How old's the son? He's been swearing since he was 9.
I know. But, we've got to clean it up. We're going to eventually have a Fox Footy show one day.
See how we go,
we'll bring the Kick Sunts in as well. So, let's get into the first game. Matt Zeebs.
Cats versus the Tigers. What did I say, George? I said the Tigers were going to come up on the Geelong.
It was good. You should put some money where your locky was.
I did. But I failed the league. So, meanwhile, Richmond, good win. Really stuck it up to the depleted Cats, but also the Tigers have had some big major injury concerns. I think Nance coming in this week, George.
Nancy's coming in.
The rumours. So, Samson Ryan's money-making is almost over because he's got another 70. He's just making all that money in the world thanks to he's just so good. As far as Richmond, the boys, Hopper champ, that's the big talking point. Straight away would have fucked up everyone's night.
Well, a couple of people had an emergency. I mean, I guess they got a bit lucky. They didn't have other people to loop. Hopper's out for medium term, guys. If you haven't read the posts, he'll be out for a fair bit. It's time to trade Hopper. And I think there's no buts and ifs about that, even if you are a league player.
Yeah, there's nothing really good besides the Samson Ryan was the only good thing there, making us money. Jacob Hopper on the sideline, so we're going to trade him. Toronto. Wow, George, 129 dream team, but only 90 Supercoach. He had 12 tackles, 28 touches, couldn't even ton it up. Dusty had a blinder. Baker is, again, going up and down, and Jaden Short's got that position, 120 again. So moving on, did you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I've got a lot of CBAs to say. Is this the one that you can allow? Because I got a lot of good CBAs to read out right here, mate.
All right. I don't think anyone. Yeah, okay, guys. Tell me the CBAs.
So the most for the game, Samson Ryan had 27. So you think that it's going to take a bit of a hit when Nan comes back, if he comes back next week, and even Solo's also pushing for selection. Segler was the next highest with 26. Taranto 25. Blitzarves 25 in the midfield full time. Adkins seems to be the big beneficiary of Dangerfield being out with 21. Shai Bolton 20. Prestia 17. Braun 17. Hopper 13 and subbed out. Short 13, getting plenty of midfield time. And Dusty only had 5. Matt Zeebs.
I think based on this live video and there's 9 games to go through, I think I'm going to disallow the kick-ins.
What? Guys, do you want to hear the kick-ins? Don't you want to see how much Stewart got? Don't you want to see how the split's going?
All right, let me tell you. Okay, because Stewart's in my team. What did show us the kick-ins?
Okay, so there was about, Matty, there's about 6 kick-ins.
So right, it's not that I don't hate the CBA so much. I do love them. I do look at them on my own. It's just the thing we got going with Engo and all the boys that see the reactions of how. So it's not. Yes, all right. Turn on.
Engo said, just to clarify, I enjoy the stats, George. Matty's reaction statement, that's the pisser. So
yeah, that's it.
Everyone enjoys the stats except for you.
Look, all right, cool. Okay, all right.
All right. Free kick, Geordie. I like it. Now, the kick-ins.
The Bruce. Matty has spoken. No kick-ins.
Blueston 5. Blueston had 5. So Daniel Rowley had 3. Broad had 2. Baker had 1. Short only had one. Now for Geelong, Duncan had none. Like he had big last week, so that's gone back to Stewart. Stewart's had 3, 2 to Tui, and 1 to Guthrie.
They only kick 6
exactly.
points.
So Stewart had 50% of all kick out. Do you think that's going to increase next week when they
he always gets, he always does get the kick-ins. Champ, why don't you do something nice? And from round 1 to now, why don't you accumulate the highest top 10 kicking players who gets the most kick-ins?
Okay, I could do that, but because it changes week by week, you need to know who's the preferred person doing kick-outs by the coach.
Tally them up in the totals.
But you can tell them up in the total. But say if Luke Ryan gets 10, 10, 10, then they start giving it to Hayden Young, it's not going to reflect what's happening now.
Okay, so fair enough. All right, cool. Whatever. Kick-ins are kick-ins. As far as Geelong goes, Tom Shaw tops the Cats.
TJ, I'm going to kick your ass, all right? I don't need... I can't.
TJ, I like that comment. At least bring some excitement.
What do you want me to say? They're just kicks. How do you want me to make them more... He's like, give me kick-ins. And he starts
bagging them out.
Oh my God.
No, thanks for
James, Nisa wants to know, how do you get his hands on these hoodies?
George, how do you get your hands on these hoodies? You're gonna give me a cuddle. That's the only way you're gonna get these hands on these.
Yeah, you gotta. When you see me on the street, give Matty a big cuddle, because that's the only way you're gonna be touching these hoodies.
That's it.
We're trying to set up something with Craig, which is one of our peoples.
George, I found out something really funny about Sam Simpson. Someone brought him in this week.
Matty,
yes.
We're not bagging.
No, I'm just saying someone brought him in. I'm not bagging anyone.
I'm sure a couple of people would have brought him in, Matty. So. Anyway, is there much happening with Geelong? Is the only primo that's on everyone's mind is Tom Stewart?
I think you can't go past Tom Stewart. Radigalia 70-70, just as good as Sam Ryan. Mitch Nevitt, some people bring him in. They're very good pick to bring him in. 71. Ollie Dempsey, is he in the bubble? Like, he's not that cheap, is he?
He's shit.
He's shit, and he's subbed.
Now Nevitt, he's got a second 70 in a row. There's a lot of rookies that are 200K this week, Matty. You got that Bailey Humphries, you got this Nevitt. And I'm sure there's one other one. He's going to go up in a lot of money.
Mm-hmm, he sure is.
What are your thoughts? Just initial thoughts on him?
I like the way he looks.
How much time on ground did he get this week, Matty?
He done a pretty...
Because I know last week he got very low, but this week he done
89
CBAs. So much more than he did.
Yeah, it's very good. All right, let's move on to the next game, George.
Irene, you said when you saw these hoodies that it's too expensive for you. So... I don't know,
Jaja, but they're very nice. Very nice quality, George. Let's talk about some football. West Coast, Gold Coast?
West Coast, Gold Coast. Now, this is the game where a lot of people had Anderson vice-captain. You had Anderson vice-captain, and straight to Clary captain. I had Clary vice, and then I went Bont captain.
Greedy pig.
Now, speaking of greedy pigs, I think you shouldn't be getting Anderson at 600,000.
That's not greedy.
It's not smart.
It is what it is, Champa. He was in really top form with Tukwila. It's not that it's not smart. George, you might say there's Chase Jones and making money is not smart. Like, who knows? Like, this could be my ticket to Bont. He was the only one that's going to catch up to him in price.
Is he?
Well, as far as
I think his break-even's like 80 or 90 now.
Jez, I got to back him in, all right? He's good for the buy. It is smart. It's smart for the buyers. It's smart there's a lot of good reasons. He was the fourth average type primo in the midfield at 600,000 who's got a buy. One of the best buyers. So
okay, I agree. He's a great buy. Yeah, so does Rao.
Yeah, but no one's getting Rao, Cham. Rao's not getting 189s, but he's getting 165s.
17 tackles.
Ben King 126. Wow, Gold Coast really took it up to West Coast.
You just got to look who's playing West Coast, Matty, and start bringing anyone in.
Hawthorn next week, not touching them. Will Day should get 150.
Who's this week? Is it Hawthorn next week? Really?
Warpedo.
That's when you thought his time was up, guys.
Humphrey, how did he do that? Is that just another trap of an Atkins getting a high score and dumping down? He only got 67% game time, that Humphrey, with 20 touches. He's not playing West Coast every game to get 117.
But that's a big score in his system, Matty, and he's getting rid of the -3
I get it.
this week.
I get it. It's a big score. If he's money making, all right.
He's also got a good buy.
He's also got a great buy. You're active if he's going to stay in the team for that long. Because all these rookies that are playing for Gold Coast, Berries, who was another point of difference as far as, not point of difference, but someone that everyone's looking at. You've got a 48 with 70% game time. How his job security, I don't know. Who else is there, George? Fiorini went down, got a 60. But Jared Wicks is looking like a straight swap for me for P-Net, because that's how good P-Net's going these days.
P-Net is getting 100 Matt Eves, but he ain't doing too much more than that, let's be honest.
Well, I'm happy with just 100. And Geordie, the West Coast players.
So I got some questions in there that I'm trying to answer. Someone asked, what Les asked how many CBAs for Nevitt? That was 0. No CBAs for Nevitt. And Josh Perone says, what do you think of Hopper to Laird or Walsh? Matty, I kind of like Walsh a bit better because obviously Laird's been dealing with a bit of injury concern. And when we get to the CBAs for Carlton, we'll find out that Walsh didn't have too many and he was in serious contention for DPP after round 11.
We like that.
So we're really liking Walsh. Jamie defending Anderson. A-Tron is fine. Don't get hard tagged every week. Yeah, I know you brought him in too. So
yeah,
while it's not a CBA website, I'm just using the AFL app, but it's in advanced settings, mate. It's actually a bit of a head screw to find. I'll let you know later if you're that interested.
But Anderson does get outscored by the rookies. Worth a buy, yes. He's still got 28 touches with the hardest tag I've ever seen on Anderson.
Who was tagging him? It wasn't Ginby?
No, it wasn't Ginby. It was that O'Halloran. I don't know O'Halloran. What's his name?
So some dud.
Yeah, Xavier O'Neill, who was just his job was just to run with. He's a very fit runner, and that's all he did. So Anderson again, still 27 odd. What did he get? 27 touches and a point. 13 contested, 8 clearances, but 7 clangers. So maybe his kicking efficiency was off as well.
Well, he did touch the 40 enough times.
I thought for a hard tag. So
now, do you want some CBAs for this game, Matty?
Yeah, go ahead, Jules.
Okay. Tim Kelly, Dockie's boy. I literally have seen you mention him about 4 times. Like, we know you traded him. Very good. 22 to Tim Kelly. Let's see what he plays when he's not playing Gold Coast, though. Rao, 22. Dom Sheed, 21. Jared Witts, 21. Anderson, 21. Bailey Williams, 20. Swallow, 20, who looks like he's getting all of Took Miller's CBAs. Have a look at his uptake since Cick went there. 14 to the Gimby, 10 to Alex Davies, and only 9 to Xavier O'Neill, 8 to Petrichelli, 6 to Jamison, 5 to Chol, 5 to Bailey Humphries, 3 to Duggan, 1 to West Matty. And quickly the kickouts, because Witherden had 11 kickouts.
No one's got any Gold Coast, West Coast players in the back line.
Maybe they should. Well, people got Powell, and Powell had the most at 3, and Darcy McPherson had 2, and Rory Adkins joined in with 2.
Well, there you go, George.
There you go, Matty. So what do you reckon of that?
I reckon that was a shit game.
Well, because you had Anderson.
No,
and Adkins.
I was enjoying watching Tigers beat Geelong, to be honest. I can see you.
I'm doing this. I was like,
I thought you were doing these ones.
Yeah, you can't see me.
Maybe not.
See, you're already making me swear.
See, look at this idiot. Look at this idiot, champ. All right, Sydney versus Freo Dockers, George. When this game happened, your first big point of difference, Sean Darcy got 151. You would have been licking your lips against me. Tell me you weren't. You even messaged me, what's Darcy doing?
Yeah, what is he doing? He got 151.
He absolutely
incredible.
Smashed. There was no.
Why did you put on this crown and take it off?
Because it just makes everyone remind that I beat you. So I'm not going to keep wearing it. It hurts. It's an uncomfortable crown. It's a piece of shit. But anyway, Sean Darcy just
for a piece of shit king.
Piece of shit king beats you. Anyway,
1 week.
Still one. You got the loss. Take it.
So I'm literally above you on the ladder and a higher rank than you.
Not by much, though, champ.
Yeah, but I'm 4,000 ranks ahead of you.
He's not going to get 180 every week.
He's not going to get 109 and 112 every week either.
Let's hope he will. It's more like it. Well, he only averaged 115 the whole last year, so maybe he's going to drop down a bit. So we can only hope. Maybe. So Sean Darcy goes absolutely berserk. It's 80 touches, 44 hit-outs. My God, he was so good. And I was hating watching that game. Errol Goulden did a back-to-back 156s in a row. That's what you call it. Jack, could Errol Goulden be a captain option against North without Mills in the team?
I'd have to see some CBAs.
That's right, that, Jones.
So I got to see the CBAs if I'm going to even consider to put, because I'm not putting a winger a captain.
I get it.
All right, so Sean Darcy 28 CBAs. That's what you want. Parker 27 CBAs. Rowbottom 26. I guarantee that's his highest for the year. Sarong, 26 CBAs. Hickey, 24. Amira, 24 CBAs. Brayshaw, 24. Warner, 16. Oh, Goulden. He went from 0. This week, he had 15. Now, that's better. McLean, 7. Luke Jackson, 5. And 5 subbed on with 5. And a couple of Heaney and the rest of the boo.
So Mills going down is the big talking point. He's going to be so cheap. George, would he be on your radar when he comes back?
He's 100% in my team. But whenever he comes back after he goes down, because Mills got a 4, He's already in 400k. He can get to about 420k.
He's gonna go cheap.
Save a midfield spot for Mills.
He would be right pickings from the day after the bye, George. Do you want to look at some questions or?
Yeah, I'll have a look at some questions because I think someone's asked, should we bring in Goulden? Matty, would you bring in Goulden?
Oh, champ, you should have brought him in last week. He was fast. Someone asked the question. I hope they brought him in. We gave him really good advice to bring him Goulden. You're not going to get Goulden anything cheaper than that. And he went up. How much did he go up, champ? He went up
like 58k.
Almost 60k, yeah. Jeez.
Hugh Mason wants to know your thoughts on Tim Kelly.
He's a good player.
Good player, not in my top final 8 midfielders, though.
West Coast.
Yeah, and especially when you get a hard opposition, I don't see him doing too well. He's already got 2 70s for the year. Dodo says Will Day and Humphrey or Sicily and Sharp plus the extra cash.
What is Robert Turner saying? Zeebs, you look like you're watching a
Matty, we're talking about reliable Dodo.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Will Day and Humphrey.
Robert Turner, he's asking a direct question.
No, he's not. He's saying you look like a drunk dude. A drunk dude trying to chat up your missus.
I don't think I've ever been drunk in front of
Dodo, Will Day and Humphrey. I'll answer this one because I think it's Sicily and Sharp for me, mate. And plus a bit of spending money.
Yes.
Kalen Black, the number 1 leader in the league, says, how are we, boys? We're good, mate.
Boy.
I saw you didn't have a really big score this week, Kalen, but you're still ranked 97 in the competition, mate. We are rooting for you. Should have got rid of Ashcroft, though. Yeah, Mills could be about 6 to 8 weeks away, Matty. That's what Watley's is saying.
Well, that's too many.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that is too many. Like 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks away is going to be finals time.
I was sort of hearing that he could even be back earlier. So I guess we play it by ear. But I mean, if you're going to complete your team and Mills is out, then just do that. Like, don't wait until he's back. If he's an opportunity to grab him, you grab him. Reece Kenny says, copper to everyone. He traded out Gould, man, when he had an average patch. He didn't even have an average patch. He had one average game. He's in absolute beast mode. Stephen Midden says Luke Ryan or Jake Lloyd. That is a Luke Ryan for me, Matty.
Luke Ryan for me too.
Kalen says, yep, should have been Chandler. Big regrets. Jacob Murderbisdenson. Can I trade out Wilmot to decamp this week? I'd have to hold Wilmot now. He did get a 75. It depends who else you got, Jacob. Like, if you don't have any other good options, you can get rid of Wilmot. I mean, he's going to get a 40 eventually.
Oh, yeah.
So it depends who else you have. If you have no one else to get rid of Wilmot.
Why do we keep that stupid McKenna? All right, George, let's get back to that stupid Swans game.
Theo wants to say something. Nevitt and Humphrey in, out, Cowan and Davey. Yes, clean up that disgusting bench before the buys. And this is the way SC says, think Cripps will be a top 8. Gone could be pretty cheap in a week or two. 100% Cripps is on my radar. Cripps is definitely one that I'm looking to bring in with Lockie Neal. 2 absolute uber premiums that are going to be a lot cheaper. Watley says thoughts on Redmond boys, maybe now that Ridley's down. I don't know how long Ridley will be, but I am hating Redmond as a pick. He's a bit too risky.
Mikey kept him, which was good. He was going to trade him out, according to Jamie, but I think you got him this week, George.
Who do I?
Mikey.
Really? Can't wait to beat him. Lukey Sensuki says, Rail a trade in.
No.
Bailey Waring says, would you trade out McKenna or trade out Chandler?
Both.
I'll trade out McKenna because I hate him.
He lost John in the game.
Is it time for Chase Jones to go?
Another crown moment. I think so. I just asked that question before, Geordie, but if there's hoppers in your team, then yes. I wouldn't do a double downgrade if you're trying to catch up. I think Chase can give you one more week.
You can hold on to him for. Does he have one at Adelaide Oval, or where is he playing, Matt Teebs?
He's playing the Bulldogs, but it's not at Adelaide Oval. It's here in the Marvel, so it'll be undercover.
Okay.
But obviously there is Hopper, unless you got enough money to upgrade them both. Maybe get a Doherty, George. Nice one.
Yeah, Doherty's pretty good. Why are you laughing? He scored over.
He did. He scored well. He scored okay. I thought he was going to get 120, to be honest, but
he deserved 120. Let's get back into the games. We'll get to the questions later, guys. We've got the questions. Let's write it again when we're not talking.
All right. So yeah, we didn't really speak about the Freo Dockers. We're only in the third game, George. This is going to take ages. So
we'll just get to the important stuff like the kick-ins then.
So Brayshaw got 88 with 31 touches again. Just crashed back down to earth.
Did he crash back down to earth? 88's not too bad considering the weekend he had 31 touches. If I had Brayshaw, I would not be worried at all.
It's a dream team player. Play Nat Fife again. George, easy on the radar to come in. You got another 26 a sub. He's going to be like $200,000.
No.
When he does come back on 25, if he plays for a quarter of football, he got 26.
But is he also a risk if he starts a full game? Is he a risk to be subbed off?
That is also a good point, Geordie.
I reckon if he gets to like 190, 200, he can be like a downgrade target, but he's not on my radar yet.
He's not on the field. He's not a field option anyway.
No.
Caleb Sarong getting another 120. What a superstar of the competition.
Top eight, looks like.
Parker was my sneaky pie that I like. He's got 400s in a row and he's still pretty cheap, which is pretty good. Aaron Francis was a rookie where he's not relevant. Jake Lloyd got me a 90. Pretty disappointing, but did the job against the Gels, hence why I'm wearing the crown for anyone that's just joined. Will Gould was a bubble boy rookie. Only got 46 Supercoach shorts. That's it over here. And Hickey comes in, gets a crap score. Who cares? Let's move on to the next game. And the next game, George.
Luke Ryan got 4 kickouts, and Jake Lloyd got 3 kickouts. Matty, your boy. And Blakey got 2 kickouts. 1 to Robbie Fox, 1 to Florent, 1 to Hughes, 1 to Clark, 1 to Cox, 1 to Hayden Young. So it doesn't look like Hayden Young's really taken out. It's going to be Luke Ryan. It looks like they're going to stick with that the whole year. Yeah. Matt Seaves. Now there's a bit of questions. Would you?
There's not much really questions. They're just talking.
Any interest in Butters?
Oh yeah, he's a superstar.
Would you? I wouldn't consider getting him. I know a lot of teams have already have a lot of forward line players.
He's in the last buy as well. If he was in the second last,
I love the last buy, by the way.
Because he is in the last buy. Like that's when if he was anything before, I probably would get him for a player that's not playing. Think about it. You've got Taranto, you've got Zeeble, Sheasel, Rose, Butters, any Dogs player in the last buy.
I think it's less around the buys. It's more around the structure. Everyone's already got about 5 primos or 4 primos minimum in the forward line, and the only kind of DPPs are coming for Gawn and even potentially Welsh.
Even Cornelio and Tom Green and Josh Kelly, they're all in that last buy round. There's a lot, and Carlton, all the Carlton boys. Pianet's in the last buy round, boys. There's just too many.
Sam Welsh is probably a better option, Michael. Dee's asking about on Warner again. I think he asked last time, and it's another no. Doesn't matter if Mills is out; he's just not top 8 material.
No, he's not.
And the Bruce is just saying, "Butterboy, the Bruce."
The Bruce. All right, let's go to the next game, Jared. Port Adelaide, North Melbourne. This was a boring game. Goldstein went berserk, 170. They got killed by 70 points. Jesus.
Just going to look for whoever's playing Teakle.
LDU gets a big, massive score, but then just gets injured. Champ, is he going to be out? How long? Any word on LDU?
I think he's just done a hamstring injury, so it could be around 3 to 4 weeks. But yeah, we're just looking to build his fitness. We're going to take no risks with him at this time, and we've got a real mic here. So
yeah, there we go. Yeah, every day. Yeah. It's going to be really loud for the boys. All right. Well, that's that.
LDU is another one that I might be saving a spot for. He's already below 500,000. He's coming off another 122, and he's injured. He could be a one to set your sights on. That's the film that last.
Now, another burning question of all those people that pulled the trigger early, George, that Blake Drury bombs and shits on the floor and the bed and dirty the shower.
Yes, he shat everywhere. But the shining light is, have a look. There is so many injuries to North Melbourne.
Flynn Perez gets injured. Jack Mahoney's done for the year. Darcy Tucker gets hurt too, but Blake Drury can still only manage a 17 when he had 78% game time and he had less points than someone that had 10, 58, 44, 57. That's good signs for your money-making rookies.
Yeah, so look, Drury might get another game just based on all the injuries they have there. But they are saying that Wardlaw is ready to come in.
Wardlaw and Hall had another big game too.
And they're saying that Taron Thomas is doing all the right things. And it's just remarkable how much opportunity Taron Thomas is getting compared to what they gave Jordan Horne-Francis when he was at North Melbourne for missing an ice buff. When this guy's, causing troubles to his exes and previous partners and just being a general scumbag.
We love doing general scumbag things, don't we, George? Not us, but just in general. Sheasel gets a 68, second lowest score? Second lowest score of the year. That's all right, nothing to worry about. George Port Adelaide Butters, wow, 139. What a superstar of the comp. Rose got 105. That's all you care about. Where's Ollie Wines? Just want to see him.
Horne-Francis in his old team, 15 and a goal. He looked pretty shit early.
He was very crap. He got an 80.
Kennedy!
Champ, that Dylan Williams got another 81. Wow.
He's got like his third 81 in a row now. A lot of Francis, Matty. Francis Evans got a 64. He's still a relatively good price. He's going up. Personally, he's not for me. He's not someone I'm looking at because I think Rioli's coming back after one more week of suspension, and I think he's the like-for-like replacement. Now, Kennedy from Carlton is a good pick, I think, Matty. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about him on Thursday.
Nash Paris says hi. Hello. And Ricky's got, how are you guys? And we are great. Obviously, not too great. That's why Matty's got this crown on. And I've just, that's how it is.
If you missed the earlier, Mark Pianette and Chase Jones came in and bought Geordie some tunas.
Yeah, we had two absolute superstars of the comp come in. It's just, Brad Lewis says Sicily, Doc, or Dawson. Can afford all with at least 200K in the bank. So based on the break evens, I reckon maybe Sicily is the way to go, or Doherty. I would wait for Dawson. His 160 break even to come in. Matty, give some advice to Brad.
Well, speaking about Sicily got 134. It's the lowest that he's going to get. I think the advice for Brad is based on their, I'm going to say next towards their buys, because Sicily is the second buy. Doc and Dawson are the last. I'm pretty sure they're the last buy.
No, Dawson's got the second last buy.
So have a look at the buys. So around 14, you've got Sicily and Dawson, where, Doc will be the last buy. So maybe just, do you agree or not?
Yeah, look, I don't really give a shit about the buys, mate.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about what you're about to tell me, but go tell everyone.
I was not going to tell everyone anything. I was going to say, Michael said, will Matty eat tuna if the Blues beat the Pies this week?
Michael.
People want to see you eat tuna.
You're not making me eat tuna, Michael. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Don't swear!
Sorry, what are you going to do? Because Jamie humiliated. I saw you online. See, the funny thing is, I was watching the SuperCoach, watching the Collingwood game. Jordy knew he lost. He did not look. He was not online on the SuperCoach. He didn't see the green light. But I saw you, Michael, watch.
No one cares about that.
Watch the green light, thinking that you're going to beat Jamie. What are you going to do because you lost to Jamie? Anyway, George's next question.
So Ricky's like, who's good to have Hoppy? He's got 610K. You can literally afford almost anyone. No Petrarcas. Maybe Sarong if you can afford him. But don't be afraid to go for a cheap pick, Ricky, and save that money. It's starting to get a bit, loose on the bench with those Davies and Roberts and Johnsons and whoever you actually got floating around. So don't be afraid to go a bit cheaper. Pick yourself up a handy bargain steal.
I agree, George. Dimmy Quinlan wants to know, who would you recommend, Sinclair, Lloyd, or Dale? I would rule out Dale straight away. Sinclair, he is going to go down with the price that he just
got a 60 or something.
Like
so
Lloyd is going to be a top 8 in his position. I don't see anyone else coming. You can keep your eyes. He's
not going to be a top 8.
In his yes, he is. In his line of defense, he will be, and only defense. That's it. So I'll like Sinclair if he didn't get that low number. I know Jamie brought him in this week, and he absolutely.
Dale is pretty cheap, but he doesn't look like he's having the kick-ins, which is the very important thing that we're trying to get to.
George, let's just go to the next game. Hawthorn Melbourne.
All right. Look, Meek had 20, Nash had 19. These are CBAs, guys. 18 to Clayton Oliver, 17 to Will Day, 15 to Newcomb, 14 to Warpedo, 14 to Grundy, 14 to Petrarca. Slowly sliding down the list. 14 to Viney, 10 to Sparrow, 10 to Gawn, 7 to McKenzie, 7 to Pickett, 6 to Brayshaw, 4 to Cozzy, 3 to Jordan. Kick-ins, how we going? Hardwick is still getting those kick-ins instead of Sicily. 7 to Hardwick, 6 to May, 3 to Mitchell, 3 to Sicily. Matty.
Oh, gosh, Seamus Mitchell, I didn't even know this. 27 touches, 8 marks. Only could manage a 74. Still good. Sicily bounced back, really holding up the defense after a 50-point thrashing.
Yeah, Petrarca is getting almost out of reach, Matty.
Champy is out of reach.
Well, I mean, there are more expensive players, but
there's only maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
So Petrarca, there's a story on here. I saw you did a post today, George, about his leg. What's going on with his ankle?
So he rolled it towards the end. He doesn't think it's like a rolled ankle. It's a bit of swelling. He's confident he'll be right to play Friday, but I imagine he'll have to get through training. I wouldn't be surprised if he is a laid out or doesn't play this Friday, but he's saying that he is. So if anything, it's very, very short term.
They got Port Adelaide.
Yeah, and he's got the first game. So it's a slow, kind of short turnaround time kind of thing, Matty. I don't know if there's incredibly a lot to say here. Grundy is continuing to show that he's poor as a dual ruckman. Gawn does all right. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
That's about it. And Clayton Oliver does what he does.
SuperCoach Pro's got a question, Matty, and we have to stop.
SuperCoach Pro says the Tinder dates.
927K for 2 players. Who would you grab any players on any line because I have DPP moves. Stuff Mills and Hopper. Wow. Okay, so he's got Mills and Hopper, Matty.
That's sad.
You're going to have to go for a bargain premium, maybe your mid-pricer.
DCAM on DCAM if named.
Double lead with 427. So looks like SE Pro. But I don't think you should maybe get 2 upgrades
that's not enough money, mate.
It isn't.
You can't get 2 good players for.
Well, because he's getting rid of Hopper and Mills. I'm guessing he has little to no money in the bank, mate. But look, if that's the case, there's going to be only some good rookies on the cusp this week.
Maybe
not next week.
Maybe Matt Kennedy at 3-4, and then whatever you got left might be a 5-5 to get Doherty, Sinclair, Sicily's.
I wouldn't get any of those.
Yeah,
well, maybe Doherty.
To answer his question with the budget you have.
The budget, maybe a Kennedy and a DCAM.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Matt Kennedy from Carlton and DCAM. You get to loop them both in the Friday. It's not even Friday night, is it?
Charlie says, lads, what are your thoughts on Sarong this week? Looks like a sure top 8. I like it. I personally am being so stingy with the cash. I'm not getting 600. I'm not getting him for 600K, but I do like him. He could very well be a top 8 mid. I'm happy to get a top 10 mid for a 500 and something K though.
Definitely.
Sharp or Jury? I think if they're both named, I'm going Sharp. I'll pay an extra 20K and I'll get the turnaround a little bit better. I think with the 17 in his name, you're going to need some cash. And he'll probably score more than that if he plays. But no.
Back to the game, Jules. There's nothing really much besides, we said let's get to the next game. Hawks. Not Hawks. What did Will Day do in the centre bounces? Did you read them?
Yeah, I read the centre bounces.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Yeah, 17.
17. All right. Brisbane versus the Boomers. Now, this game, were you surprised? Were you sad?
I wasn't watching this game. I was watching the other game.
What was on the other game?
It was Carlton and Dogs.
Yeah, I like the Carlton Dogs game too. So Brisbane, I thought Essendon were going to do something good, but then they didn't. Brisbane ran away with it. I didn't watch the second half. I was more interested in Bont not doing very well and P-Net doing very well, which was awesome. We'll get to shortly. Brisbane players, George Danaher, no one's looking at him. Lockie Neal, he looked like he had a really shit second half, and then he came back and went berserk in the last
Shit first half,
yes, and good second half. Zorko Dunkley got 103. What are you going to do? Ashcroft bounces back with a really shit game. It's a 97, 28 touches. Good for him. He always plays well in the Gabba. He's still keeping
another game with the Gabba and against Gold Coast.
Yeah.
If you go to Ashcroft, he's one of my most traded out players. You know where he comes as the most traded out players in your team? Ashcroft is like the 3rd highest for me. Do not trade out Ashcroft this week. You have to see what he does against Gold Coast.
Has to. George McKenna, we said don't trade out McKenna. And could this be a replica of what you've been telling everyone? Don't trade out McKenna. Don't trade McKenna. McKenna is gone.
He's playing Gold Coast. But yeah, McKenna looks like he's going to be gone, Matty.
Yeah, definitely going to be gone. Wilmot, biggest number of the year. But anyway, they're the main culprits. Jaws, let me just get through these Essendon Bombers real quick. Setterfield, set of shit.
Setterfield's good. You got a new role. I'll tell you some CBAs in a second.
All right, go.
Well, Dunkley had the most with Lockie Neal at 18. Maskamurni, who cares about him? He had 16.
Yeah.
Now, this is Bomber fans, Supercoach fans. The most for Essendon, Jai Caldwell.
That's disgusting.
With 15. No wonder they got smashed. Second most, Dylan Shield with 14. Now, your best midfielder, Merritt, 13. Setterfield, 13. Draper, 12. Phillips, 9. Stringer, 8. Ashcroft, only 7. Still finding the pill. Rayner, 7. McLuggage, 6. And, yeah, that is it, Matty. Now, for the kick-ins, this is why Redmond's done so well, because they got smashed. And he had 10 kick-ins. Redmond had 10 kick-ins. McKenna had 3. McGrath had 3. And Starcevic had 2. Wilmot had 2. And Coleman had 1. Bombers, if you put a little bit more scoreboard pressure on, hopefully McKenna could have got a bit more, but he didn't. So, there you go.
Okay, finishing off, Setterfield got an 87. Did okay, I guess. Still didn't get his break even, I guess.
That's right.
What do you think of Merritt? Only 23 touches, very low. But
I don't like how they're not putting him in the midfield. Even their most highest midfield, Caldwell, it doesn't compare to the Dunkleys and the Neals kind of CBAs they're getting.
No. He's one of the most trading players as far as Primo's concerned.
Well, let them, because
He's not like
the current role, it's not a good pick. Yeah. If all of a sudden he gets started getting 20 CBAs.
So this is why the CBAs are reported, George, because Merritt might look well as far as price and player, but you're saying that his role is clearly not there.
Well, no Darcy Parish, and he's still not getting CBAs. That's just concerning.
With 23 touches there as well. 7 clearances, though. Good on him.
Now, let's just have a go to this for a sec, Matty. Who to bring in for 600k? Fraser Burke. You need to be more specific. What line, champ? Zeeble, is he worth bringing in? Franny asks, Matty.
Franny. Yes, he's...
Franny, yeah, last buy, Matty. Worth bringing in Zeeble. 500 and expensive.
Now you're just going to buy the numbers moving forward. If you, I don't know.
I think there's plenty of other options you can wait for. You can get cheaper, and let's hope they do better than Zeeble. I mean, I don't think he's a must-have at 560.
Oh, look, he's convinced us now he's a keeper. That's for sure.
He's a keeper, but if he's a keeper at 500k, you wouldn't be, or 550k. That's pretty expensive.
That's pretty expensive.
Now, Matty, Barry from Gold Coast job security. I hate it. I don't like it. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets dropped.
We'll do more in depth on all those rookies on the Thursday. Thursday is normally
who's
the best trade picks, and we'll have a more in depth.
SC Pro, does Kennedy play full games from here on out? Wait till I tell you about the CBAs. Tinder dates. Had to do a DNA test recently.
That's my boy. Pro. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck indeed. The Bruce says Ashcroft, 25,000 pings traded him out last week. That's good.
Thanks for that, Brucey.
While there's Sard versus Doherty, I like both of them. Both of them. Sard is still going down a little bit, I think, and Doherty's right now. So it depends how long you can wait. What Les? Any merit love? No merit love. And Sard or Doherty, someone else has asked Sard or Doherty as well.
Same thing.
So I'll go Doherty now, Sard if you can wait. Or even Doherty. Let's get Doherty. Let's just call it a day and get Doherty.
It's good stat, Bruce. Only 3% of teams started with Zeeble, but before that, before round three, you went scoring up to 24+%. George, let's go to the next game.
Let's go, Matty.
Next game. Okay, this is the game that won me, set me up for victory. Geordie, Mark Pianet, tell me some CBAs off the bat.
Well, you know that your ruckman goes in the ruck.
It was really nice of Pianet to buy your box of tissues.
He bought me a coffee. Now,
box of tissues he told you to buy.
22 to the Bond. It's really good to see that as crazy as Bevo has been, he's at least still playing Bond consistently in the midfield. I know he's effing around with McRae and all that, but Bond has been by far the highest CBA getter, and he's obviously had his best year today.
That's what I think you should do, Chav. Just get a good list of top 5 CBAs, top 5 kick-ins.
Cripps had 20 CBAs, the highest for Carlton, 20 to English. Now, this is really interesting. From getting 0 last week, 20 this week, Bailey Smith. That could be because Trelaw's out. Who knows?
You can't look into anything.
I don't want to look too much into it, but Bailey Smith is DPP, and you can get him in the forward line. P-Net, 19 hitouts, 19 CBAs. Hewitt, 16 CBAs. Liberatore, 15 CBAs. You'd probably want a little bit more from him at over 600k. He did get 140 though. Matty Kennedy, 13 CBAs from being a sub last week. He's rolling truly in the midfield, getting more CBAs than Walsh, because Walsh only had 10 CBAs this week, Matty, and it looks increasingly likely that he might get forward DPP. Caleb Daniel still getting 10. Doherty 6 only. Chera went all the way down to 4. You can probably blame that on Matt Kennedy, and Chera did score pretty poorly. Now, another person looks like they're getting their DPP, McRae. Only 2 CBAs, Matty.
My goodness.
That's almost 0. I don't know if he's even worth getting with these many CBAs. He got an 88 or an 80. So what do you think of that, Matty?
I still want to get McRae. I just don't think he's where he's at anymore.
So if he's under 500k DPP, would you consider him?
He's got the last buy too, so I don't.
Would you consider him after his buy?
I'm not going to be seeking him. Like, he would be a good cheap option if it was a straight swap for a Setterfield or something. That's the same price, but I wouldn't be seeking him out after his buy.
How about if his role changes and he starts getting bulk CBAs?
No, because I think you need to make the best of your team after the buys, because you want to kind of get settled in and get your
You really love these buys, don't you?
No, I'm just thinking it's a waste of a trade if he's going to be sitting on the bench and he's not going to be in the best forward or midfield.
Well, you don't think he...
The only hope or candle you can light is the fact that Bevo is going to put him back in the midfield.
Well, if he does, and you've got some data to support it with the CBAs, because they're very important, and he's getting up there...
He knows how to find the footy. There's no doubt about that.
Well, okay. Well, I think if there's a role change, you need to grab McRae if he gets to DPP.
The only way that you'll get a sniff is if he's getting a couple of hundreds in a row. and his CBAs are skyrocketing again. But
yeah, exactly.
But they're not.
No, not at the moment. But yeah, we got to identify these things. Now, Michael's like Kelly or Green or neither.
Kelly or Green or neither. I like the way Green gets the footy.
I like Green. I just wouldn't get him because he's in 40% of teams and about 560, 70 or 70K, something like that. Kelly, I'm not going to go anywhere near him because I bet you he's going to get injured. He missed a week. He always has missed a week. So none of that. Now, the Roosters like Matty, playing a hide and seek with McRae. You're always watching me, dude. I always catch you staring, the Bruce.
I don't know. I'm not what I'm looking at because I'm looking at here, then I'm looking at there, then I'm looking at the screen. So I've got my laptop right here. We've got the screen right there, and we've got the things right there, and then we look at you guys up there.
Didn't Kelly miss with suspension, Jamie, not injury? That's a bit different, though.
Yeah, that's also true.
Kick out 7 to McGovern, 5 to Johannesson, 4 to Dale, 3 to Sard, 2 to Newman, 2 to Richards, 1 to Young. Matty, did you want to talk about Kennedy?
I want to just talk about Kennedy for a second. So, SuperCoach Pro, just let me run. I really like the look of him because you got me thinking about him. So, Mr. Kennedy got 90, 96, 110. Then he played, like they played against Adelaide. That was the game where Adelaide absolutely crushed Carlton. And he scored a 41 and he switched. Then he came back, played a full game 80. Then he was subbed 2 games in a row. George, that was a 25 SuperCoach and a 36 SuperCoach. Then he got an 89. So he is ready. I like him a lot, especially for that price. And he's already lost about 150,000. So that's all I want to say about Kennedy. So SuperCoach Pro is looking for that option. I think it's a good one.
I think it's not too bad. Miza, concussion is kind of like a chance injury. It's not like a soft tissue injury, which I'm thinking that Kelly will pick up a soft tissue injury.
Yeah.
Concussion's more of a just unlucky, wrong place.
And then obviously we want to talk about PNet getting 48 of the best hit-outs, Jules. They make you...
Tim English is a shit ruckman. We all knew that was going to happen. I just thought maybe the Dogs could get to the ball first. Obviously
didn't. Why someone asked me a question. It might have been you, Robert Turner, or it might have been someone else last week. I don't think it was Robert Turner, but it was someone...
Goes the mic, champ.
What do I like about Pianet? The fact that he gets 8 touches and still can get 108, 102.
Yeah, that's his tap work. I mean, he's got 50. He's averaging 50 hitouts in the last 2 games.
He is.
I think that's going to continue against Collingwood.
Let's hope so.
Shane, I would love if Hawthorn would finish above English. That would be a dream come true because English has been killing me all year, and then I traded in Darcy. And it's just finally get some benefits. So, Espo, welcome to the chat, champ. Hopper and Cowan to who?
After what I just said, Hopper, just go for straight Kennedy. Get some sharp, get a Kennedy, and then save some cash for next week. Bit of cash. Because with Cowan's, 190? I don't think you're going to be getting...
200, I think.
Well, okay, let's just say it's 200 and you're going to trade him out for an 80K, get 80K plus on top of Hopper. You're not really going to get anyone good for 500.
500. You can Jack Steele. No.
You can't get Jack Steele for 500.
520. Hopper's like 440.
Isn't he injured, Jack Steele? Anywhere on him?
So Jack Steele apparently just got a knock to the leg when Rory Sloane was going for a kick. It hyperextended his knee outward. So they said it was precautionary. I don't believe Ross Lyon could be precautionary, but it's one to watch. And I wouldn't bring in any player that's like Laird, Steele, or Petrarca. Anyone that's on an injury concern wouldn't be bringing anyone out.
Fair enough, George. I don't really have much to say besides Pioneer. Doherty did 94. Wash did 117. Cripps champ. That's funny. That's just great.
It's not funny. It's
26 touches.
Good for non-owners because a lot of people are going to be wanting Greg Cripps because it's his second poor number in a row.
14 contested, 6 clearances, 7 clangers, 42% efficiency. How can you miss those handballs? Well, that's why. He kicked way more than he did handball. More than he normally does more handballs than he kicks. Anyway, English gets an 88. That's amazing. Bond getting 112. That's great.
It's just funny. It's like 112 is such a bad score that it's a smile.
It is. Well, he was your captain.
Yes, he was.
And
you know what? I was going to leave Clary captain, but then they scaled him down 1 point to 119. So if that, and I didn't do that. And
you would have lost either way, so it's all good.
Fraser Burke, LDU is injured. Hugh Mason, we're not going to spend an hour trying to find 2 players for 754. Maybe downgrade to a sharp, and then you got to get anyone. We don't know who you do or you don't have, but I reckon one of the best picks this week. A lot of people are getting Stewart, and a lot of people are getting Decam. Get Decam, maybe a Bailey Humphrey. someone like that, get a bit of cash. I don't mind it. So I think the most traded in players this week, Matty, just by looking at first glance, DCAM's one of the most brought in premiums.
Who's 3? Number 3 it was Merritt and DCAM. He's number 1 and 2 premiums. Merritt's up there. George, let him do it.
Is there some playing West Coast or something? Is there something I don't know?
No, I don't think they're playing.
I remember this has happened another week. A lot of people bringing in Primo. I didn't understand why, and they've done shit. Is anyone in the chat getting Merritt? Because I want to know why. I read you the CBAs. They're pretty bad. Darcy Parish is still not getting it.
So the most traded in Primos. Okay, sorry. Merritt's dropped out. He's still 10th. Okay, so a lot of players have picked up lots of things. All right, so when I saw it this morning, me and Jamie were looking at it. It was Darcy Cameron and Merritt as in the top 2. Goulden, Walsh, Oliver, Sarong. Merritt's number 10 most picked in play, which still is a lot of coaches.
So Darcy Cameron, number 1. Errol Goulden, number 2. And Sam Walsh, number 3. Clary, number 4. Sarong, 5. And Merritt, 6. That's the order of Primos that are being brought in that week. Matty, if you had none of them, how would you rate them personally?
If I had none of them,
I don't know if I would want Goulden at 560, but he's playing North Melbourne, so I probably would go grab Goulden because if he is getting CBAs, we saw an uptick in his CBAs. Mules is out. I don't mind it.
Probably Walsh, based on price, probably Walsh and Sarong. Oliver, obviously. Goulden is, he's had 2 good games in a row, which made him get an 87K boost. Like, he's just gone up over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, Fraser, if you think Matt Rowell is a top 8 midfielder, get him. Because you're paying such a premium price for Rowell, he has to be a top 8 midfielder at 565K, whatever he's at.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Who said that?
Shano.
Heavy is the head. That's why he has to keep on taking it off, because his head
so uncomfortable.
Is so big. He's got such a massive... Look at that big head.
Good side profile view, George. Your head is just the same. We're cousins, we're blood. Look at that.
That jump on looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, George. Come on.
Feels nice as well.
It really brings it.
It's hard to hate you when you're wearing such a nice top.
Why would you hate me anyway?
Because of everything you said in the last hour.
I didn't say anything. It was Peanut and Chase Jones that bought you those coffees, not me.
Doc, thoughts on Mitch Owens? He just got a 60. He's already made 200K. If you do want to get Mitch Owens, which you shouldn't, he's going to be going down. He just got a 60.
No.
And we don't want to be getting Mitch Owens, Stocky. Stewart suits the buy structure better. I like Stewart as a pick because of that. He seems like the best player on that buy that you need to get. If you need a ruckman, Witts is also a very good option, Matty.
Yep, definitely. I love Witts. I think on Peanut, we'll go to Witts as soon as I can.
Now, what, Les? Everyone's getting DMAC, even though he's not named, because...
he's got a break even of 53. And what he did, that 70 that he got, that percent of game time that he had was nothing. That was injured in the second quarter, I believe. And he was already on 70 on his way to 190.
And the coach said that he was available for selection this week. So that's why he's not officially named. But
McRae said
this is quality, Matty. Look at that. Sorry, guys. Is that better or is that worse? Whoa. All right. Stop fucking around.
All right, George, let's go to the next game. There's 2 games left. Let's push it out.
Fraser, you can wait another week for Buckley.
St Kilda and Falls. St Kilda versus the Adelaide Crows. Draws. I kind of like this game. Did you?
No.
Why not?
Because I just lost my multi.
Oh, is that all? Oh, no, that wasn't the multi, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad one.
So I had this great multi. It was going to win heaps of money. And Sinclair just needed 4 touches in 1 quarter and 4 minutes. So he had 4 minutes of the last quarter and the whole last quarter just to get 4 touches, and he didn't. He got like 2 or something.
Jordy was messaging me payouts of like 1,100, 1,400. He only put a minimum on it.
I got nothing back.
And I was thought about it. I'm like, oh, Jordy, which win did you cash out? Because Sinclair's not getting it. What'd you say, George?
I said no.
Yeah. It was so sad. Jordy's week couldn't get any worse, guys. He lost to his rival, and he lost a multi that would have gave him spindoolies to buy.
I only really care about the multi. I don't care about the multi. Would you rather Neil over Merritt? I think Neil's got another week of going down. His break is about 150. Merritt is a no for me. Absolutely no. I'd rather go a week early on Neil and hope he gets 150 against Gold Coast.
Those CBAs just aren't doing it for him.
Yep. Neil's still getting the CBAs for me, so happy days.
All right, George, the winners and grinners in the Adelaide versus the Saints. Ron Marshall, he was supposed to be injured. Everyone was scared. Me and you both missed the loophole option. not to play chin trotter or
because the Ross Lyons bloody mind games.
Yeah. But yeah, Royal Marshall was fine. 49 hitouts. Wow. Nothing really out. Jack George, you said something about Jack Steele. Did you say how long he's out for, or is he out at all?
I already did mention that.
Can you say it again?
So he copped a knock from Rory Sloane. He's expected to play,
I don't care
but it's just
anymore.
Precautionary.
I hope he doesn't play.
But as I said, Ross Lyon mind games.
Yeah. So Stocker back to the 73s. I think people have already got rid of him. Sinclair. Wow, he had a really crap game, Geordie. How much do you love Sinclair?
I don't have him, so
I'm talking about the multi. But all right, Sinclair was the one that fucked your multi up. Sorry. But moving forward to the Adelaide Crows game, Tools, what did you like about this game?
Jeb, I told you I didn't like anything about this game.
I love this game. Rory Laird got 98.
Jamie, you're not even on the screen yet.
Rory Laird got 98. Rory Laird got 98, which is good. He's going to go more down and down and down. Did apparently another precautionary sub.
Yes.
Yeah. So he got a bit of a knock. They wanted to get McHenry on for some reason after they already smashed St Kilda Saints. But he did come on. Can you believe that? He had 18% game time and got 13 touches and a goal.
Yeah, they were absolutely smashing them, and St Kilda weren't finding the football.
And McHenry just went berserk.
He did go berserk.
Chase Jones, he looked really bad, but he still got a 73. But I think every Adelaide player, there was only 4 players in that team that didn't get less than 61, which was amazing for Chase Jones.
It was amazing for Chase Jones.
And, of course, Dawson got those 33 touches, but had to share those points around 116, Dream Team 89. These Adelaide boys couldn't have done these scores at a better time for me, George.
Adam says, late to the live, but surely these hoodies are available. We're trying to make them available. It's just so much work. It just really, nice. Drains me.
They're really nice.
But no, we'll try to get them available if you guys want them. But they are actually literally the most comfortable thing. I actually wore it to a family outing I had to Mother's Day. Yeah.
Jamie told me, he was like, where did you want to get those jumps from? They look pretty good. And here they are.
Oh, yeah.
They look very nice. Anyway,
I wear it to bed.
I wear it to bed.
All right.
Wear it in the shower.
Now some CBAs. This is amazing. But Dawson got 27. That is so many CBAs.
That's a lot of CBAs.
Marshall got 26. O'Brien got 24. Crouch got 24. Laird subbed out, got 22 still. Seb Ross 21. Sloane 18. Steele 18 and subbed out. Saligo 14. Hunter Clark 14. Sinclair 12. And that's all we really need to know, guys. Rochelle had 3 for you, Docky. And Phil Thorpe had 8 for no one. Owens had 6.
Awesome stuff, George.
And if you remember last week, guys, I tried to help you with your multis. St Kilda let a lot of points to backman. I said, put every St Kilda defender in your overs for the thingo. And Brody Smith was one of them.
Look at him go.
He had like 30 or 30 something.
Yeah, all of them have done nuts. Even Wayne Malera got 26 touches.
That's why I was going to get paid out so much.
Even Parnell, 25 touches. All these defenders that St Kilda are playing. Geordie is not wrong. Even the other one that did Max McElhaney, but, no one's going to put him in a multi. Let's face it. So, Geordie, moving forward to the best game.
Kick-outs, Hinge 4, Wangley Mamnira 3, Brody Smith only 2, Sinclair only 2, Doty, Chase Jones, and Mamnira 1,
Chase Jones
Stocker 1, and Wilkie 1. Wilkie got 1. What did Wilkie score?
Champ. I don't know. I'm sure it's not good.
It was 71, I believe.
Wilkie got a 71, 15 touches.
71. I demand a shout-out.
Who didn't leave the ground? Wilkie.
Docky, don't ask for a shout out for Rochelle, Docky.
Yeah. What did Rochelle get?
He got 90.
Okay.
That's why Docky's asking for a shout out with Rochelle. But
you're
not asking for a shout out for Wilkie.
All that Sam Simpson that you bought in for $200,000. Geordie didn't want you. Come on, Docky. What's that going on? Who brings him in? He's already made money.
I am going to tell you what the trade next week. So if you don't listen to me and you do something, that's on you.
Yeah, because I think
next episode, Thursday, I'm going to tell you all who to trade in and who I'm trading in. And I might have a special pod for you.
You might have a special pod. Oh, Geordie likes a special pod. Are you going to tell me, George? Anyway, who cares? Best game all around. Happy Mother's Day to the Collingwood Magpies mums. There was something really funny I saw. Brad McCreary's mum came out and did a pep talk to the whole Collingwood team before the bounce.
I actually saw that video come on my feed, but I didn't watch it.
That was pretty funny. Loved it. Mason Cox apparently gets 3 votes, even though Nick Dacos gets 41. Touch and reduce. Tom Mitchell comes in, 36 touches, champ. Love this game. What, you didn't watch a second, did you?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Were you upset when you saw Tom Green and Tom Mitchell get those 88 points?
I knew it was over by then anyway.
That's my boy.
I was just cheering my multi.
Now,
Herx or Xerx, any name with an X in it, it really turns on. Thoughts on DCAM being a sub-risk the first week back with the knee? It's an interesting one. I don't mind it, but injuries happen all the time. I think at least in 50% of games, the subs are used non-tactically. And I think against Carlton, surely they'll have pies in the game.
If McRae's saying that he's ready to play this week, that means he would have been ready to play last week.
There could be a management line. But that being said, he had a half a game of football last time he was playing, and he got 81.
Well, they're going to have their hands full with P&Net if Cox is the main ruckman, that's for sure.
Well, Cox just had a blinder. So
he had a blinder in the forward line, not a blinder in the
He had a blinder everywhere. He had 19 hits.
I'll
tell you the CBAs for this game when you're ready. When you're ready.
I'm ready.
I'm not ready.
Okay. So Mason Cox got 25 hit-outs, 9 marks, contested marks that was, and a couple of goals. DeGoey doing what he does best. I just love watching Sam Mitchell give it to DeGoey, and then it's a goal assist or a goal. I just love that combination of Mitchell to DeGoey. Having a lot.
Sam Mitchell?
Sorry, Tom Mitchell, my boy. Pendle's got subbed out. I think he just wasn't feeling it. I think he's saving himself for a big game against Carlton.
I think that's what...
It's not about injury. I think he was just... by that time, the game was already over, and he wasn't really...
It's like more of those... I hate these tactical subs now because a lot of the coaches now are doing it. Oh, yeah, the game's over. I'm going to take Steele out. The game's over. I'm going to take Laird out. The game's over. I'm going to take Pendles out. So we can expect more of this.
It's hurting. It's definitely hurting the SuperCoach scores. You can tell that to Laird Pendlebury, and Steele this week. That's really all. Dacos back to his best. He still got tagged by... O'Halloran did an okay job, but then kind of broke away the second half. Nick Dacos. Moving on to the Western Giant boys. Josh Kelly gets 116 top scores for them. Tom Green, I thought he was going to get more than 97. He was already on
he got what he deserves. He only got 1 tackle.
He doesn't need it. He was getting a lot of contested handball. He got the most contested touches of the game, and Tom Mitchell was in that game. So he got 16 contested touches versus Tom Mitchell's 12. I like him, Tom Green. He looks very good. Jules, anyone else you want to talk about? Agwin came on and scored a 49. Okay. Now, Buckley finally crashes down to earth.
It's his first really low game. A lot of people are asking, you can afford to hold him one more week. I know we got a 90 or so the week before. So you can keep Buckley to see if he does just a once-off. If he gets another poor number, then
Champ, who's this Cameron Fleeton? Gets 6 touches and...
You know about Fleeton? He was all talked up during the week.
Yeah, okay, well...
Apparently he's a real big accumulator. Obviously he didn't do too well here. I'm not sure if he gets a second game, but he's obviously one to keep an eye on.
Definitely. We'll keep that up. Champ, I think I'm yawning, ready for some CBAs.
25 to DeGoey and the 24 to Flynn, 24 to Cornelia, which you want to see. Green, 22. Cox, 20. So that's the most playing ruck. Okay. 16 to Tom Mitchell, 16 to Perryman, 13 to Pendles and subbed out. Only 13 to Josh Kelly. I know he scored it right, but I'll be worried about his CBAs. Nick Dacos, 10. Johnson, 9. Crisp, 8. Adams, 7. Ward, 6. Himmelberg, 5. And that's all we need, Matty. The kick-ins, though, you would love to see. Well, Lockie Whitfield, without coming on the field, out injured, he had 7 kick-outs. One to watch for the multis. Nick Dacos had 5. Noble had 3. Darcy Moore had 3. Lockie Ash had 3. Quaynor 2. Himmelberg 1. And Connor Iden 1. Now, guys, if you've got any questions, make sure you chuck them in before we wrap things up.
All right, so Zert says, who do you think DCAM will come in for next week? I honestly think without Jack Ginnivan barely kept his spot.
Ginnivan can go to a sub. Reef McInnes can come out.
Yeah, I think that maybe that Oleg Markov, he's kind of kept his spot for a while. I think he might be on one of those fringe players. We need Nathan Murphy. And Hoskin has been playing really good, even though I think he's one of the lesser players at Collingwood. And I'm just hating to see Noble keep on doing good things. But
I don't like him.
I hate Noble so much, and I want him out of the team. No offense, John. I just don't like him playing.
I just don't like your efficiency. You're not good with the football in your hands.
And he runs like he thinks he's dusty. Like, he reminds me of a Jake King of Collingwood.
I don't know what you got against Jake King. He was a great
player. Jake King runs away from the players, thinking that he can take on everyone.
Jake King's a good player. I don't mind it. He's better than Noble.
There you go. Okay. Well,
so
a bad Jake.
What did Whitfield do to the field? Well, Whitfield
he
got 29 touches and I think 99 Supercoach. I think he's had 3 decent scores.
A lot of uncontested. They're all uncontested.
He's not going to get contested. That's not his role.
That's not his role.
Never
No.
a contested
But it's gonna. But contested touches obviously affect your Supercoach because he only did one Clanger 79% efficiency with 29 touches, which is very good. But still can't get 100 because only 6 of those 29 were contested. So 23 uncontested touches for Whitfield.
Yes, Matty.
Jaws. Who else? We got any other?
Shano Marcione. Phillips, Noah Long, Hopper, all out. I like all of those outs, even though I think if that's Will Phillips, he could be back in this week with all their injuries. For Sharp, Berry, and one of Walsh, Liver, or Dawson. Out of Walsh, Liver, or Dawson, I'd go Walsh first. Dawson's break-even is 160. Then I'd go Liver. So Walsh would be number 1, also because he's in the frame for DPP, Shane. Phillips could be even a keep. I don't know if you need the money to make that, but Sharp and Berry. We'll speak about more of the trade side of things on the Thursday episode, Matty. I am no long shit anyway. It doesn't matter what, Les. Time on ground. Who do you want that for, Rob? Because if you're talking about Whitfield, I don't think it really matters too much. You got 79%.
79, yeah.
So, no worries, Shane. I appreciate that, mate. And Matty, what do you think?
George, if I think you forgot to tell us the what? Time on ground. What do I think about what? What's the question? I think, we need to tell us some time on ground. I don't know what his question is.
Harvey says Stewart or Ryan, and I am
Stewart
every day of the week. Good for the buys. Do you now?
I do love stats. Time on ground stats, Rob. I'll just look. I think what it is, you need to have more pep in the stats, George. You need to tell me more pep. Maybe just do some fireworks and stuff, and then get me intrigued. But I still listen and I still pick due to the stats rules, because I would not pick P and net
if I didn't tell you those CBA stats.
If we didn't know the CBA stats and the hit outage to advantage.
Do you reckon
stats.
Tom DeConey comes in this week? Because that would be funny.
Chad, if Tom DeConey comes in, no, he can't. He possibly can't. Sure, that's scary.
Shane, you're a legend, mate. Thanks heaps. I do appreciate all the support you guys give. Yeah, we do need coffees. It is a late one, though, and we have been going for over an hour and 10 minutes.
See,
if you're new, make sure you watch from the start, because this is some solid advice and banter. Matty put a lot of elbow grease.
I didn't do anything.
Some of those ones.
Chase, Jones, and P-Net did not say any. It wasn't on my wallet. I was working today. I wasn't making coffees and making.
Matty, I'll lose to you every week.
Jeff, I'm not going to be making accounts for Mark P-Net and Chase Jones.
Did you have to make 2 different accounts to do that?
I did. I just had to change the name. But
that's all right.
No, I didn't even do that, Jules. Like, they just knew you needed some more tuna. I heard you haven't been eating.
I have. I had 2
Chase
tunas
Jones
this
told
week.
You haven't been eating.
I had 2 tunas today.
Well,
Michael says, is there any chance the Blues get up this week? You know the rivalry. It could always happen, but...
Chad, look, Michael Voss, of course, there's a chance, Michael. But
with all those midfielders you have,
with all those big body midfielders, they're going to tear us apart. That's the scariest midfield I would like.
Look, Shane, I don't know if we've got another big pod, but I'm considering 3 kind of players to bring in this week, excluding rookies. One of them is a huge pod. The 2 are just normal smart things that I should probably do. But we'll talk about our trade soon. I've got 3 people with my eye on, and obviously I'm considering one of 2 rookies. So either one of 2 rookies and 3 primos. I want to call one of them a primo. What about yourself? How many people do you have your eye on that are not rookies?
I'm going to say it out loud.
No, you don't. Wait for Thursday.
What do you think, guys? We'll talk about it.
It's at the end, man. There's only 48 people that are watching to the end.
Yeah, who's next? Well, they're asking me directly. Matty's pods are being fired. Who's next? I really like...
We'll talk to you about it on Thursday. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up now before Matty just starts telling all of his trades. And we've got nothing to speak about.
Say it, Harvey wants to know what?
Harvey, you got to tune into Thursday's big...
Well, we want Matty to eat. Champ, forget it. I'm not going to put myself in a position, Michael, where I'm going to eat tuna. I'm not fucking eating tuna.
You talk about it like it's poison. It's good for you.
George, that spring onion water shit that you had that
It's not spring onion, it's spring water.
Spring onion would have been better than spring water.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's fucking disgusting.
Matty, what is wrong with tuna?
In sushi, it's great. The way you make it and the way you're going to dish it up to me if I lose any type of stupid bet. And Michael knows it. That's why he's saying, just eat the goddamn tuna. I'm not eating tuna.
I've never seen someone so opposed to eating something with 19 grams of protein and about 73 calories.
Jaws, it's music to your ears, I know, but I'm not going to be eating.
I reckon SuperCoach Pro would eat it.
Didn't you say? You see, yeah, probably. He's got guns, yeah. But
your guns are huge as well,
Jaws. It's not. These are not tuna-based guns.
I think you can see. These are the small. Flat.
These are not tuna-based guns.
Can you try the tuna?
Jaws.
There's a little bit.
You lived in my house for a few months, and we had
those.
Fun. It was fun, but those tuna days, I just remember the times that we're like, let's get a 6-pack, let's get a full pack of those King Jam donuts.
Yeah,
we ate them over the sink like rats and just smashed them. Jaws, those days are done. I have a wife now, and she doesn't. And she doesn't.
She's into fitness. Doesn't she eat the tunas?
No, she makes.
She doesn't.
She's just chicken and red meat. She knows how to cook, not just pour tuna out of it.
It's a quick, easy meal. I mean, it's actually, you know
like
what?
A cat?
You know what? It's actually...
Is that what you said? Are you going to eat tuna like a cat out of the can?
Yeah. I'm so sorry, guys. I couldn't dish up another 40 points to get Matty eating tuna. I don't know. We got another cash league. Maybe we'll make a similar bet then.
You still always... Can you try the tuna? No, I'm not going to try the tuna. It was just thinking of Shane anyway. Will Scotty drop Davey? Probably. I reckon he should. Would he?
Oh, that would be a dog. You can't drop Davey for Dreamtime at the G.
Yeah.
You even having at most subs. Harvey says 4 to 6 weeks. That's better after his bye, after all the buys. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
He could be a good pickup for the buys. Who knows? Who knows? But yes.
How much money to get the polo Jaws? Just
get it up. The polo and the hoodie done up, Jamie. I don't want to tell everyone how much they actually cost because they're expensive. Only like Wahabs could probably afford it.
Only the
Wahabs can afford it.
Oh, because he's got
they're expensive. It's not.
All right, it's that 16 champ. I'm going. I'm tired, and I want to. That's it.
Thank you for everyone for tuning in on this quick, live. I tried to get Matty to come in from Monday live sessions all the time, but he wouldn't. Now I think the only thing that's changed is that he beat me, and he really wanted to give it to me live, so I couldn't edit anything out. What?
Also true. There's half truth to that.
It's 100% the truth. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up here. The Bruce, you're second in the Kickstart Hall of Fame, so you get in there. Thanks heaps, mate. I do appreciate it.
Oh yeah, taking the crown home, that's for sure. Bow down to the king.
All right, guys. I don't know how much longer we have to put up with it, but
tap out to advantage. 120.
See you guys.
See you.